I started getting arrested at a very young age. From 1972 to 2014, every year of my life since that day, I've been incarcerated.
I'm recovering alcoholic drug addict, so needed a place to live. I ended up coming here to the Union Rescue Mission. I had a lot of debt, especially to the IRS.
I had many cases, and with warrants out for my arrest, my chaplain used to always tell me to go to Pepperdine Legal.
I had about $30,000 in debt. We went through, filled out the paperwork. A few months later, I got a letter in the mail and from the IRS saying your total tax due is $0. And I went up to the office and asked them, is this really true that they actually accepted the offer? And they looked at it and said, yep, they accepted the offer. So I was extremely happy and grateful for the help.
Pepperdine Legal, that changed the course of time with me.
Been making some pretty good steps here and trying to climb my way back into a normal life and get back on my feet.
The legal aid clinic out of the Union Rescue Mission is admittedly very jarring on your first visit. Even just by driving into the clinic, you understand the gravity of the situation that we're facing and the gravity of the number of people that might need our help through this clinic.
The Pepperdine Legal Aid Clinic was started really as a grassroots movement with a bunch of students and a professor who wanted to see if we could live out Pepperdine's mission. We've trained hundreds of law students to be prepared for the practice of law, and we have served thousands of clients.
I wanted to find something where I could get in some experiential work. It can get kind of tiring just reading through cases in the classroom and not talking to anyone, getting a feel for what it's really like to make an impact on people's lives.
So when we think of the demographic that we work, that we serve, they have a lot of different issues. It could be housing, food, income, just a lot of different things that they're dealing with, right? And I always call it a backpack of oppression, right? So think of each one as a rock that just makes it harder to move on through life, right? So can't find stable housing, can't find a stable job. It just makes it harder to move along.
The impact that Pepperdine Legal Clinic has had on our young people is incredible. It's really changed our young people's lives. I know of a young woman who was able to get custody of her child. Another young person who had been here for a year working on getting his record expunged and was able to get a job after that. And then another young person who was able to avoid jail and get a job and is now in college. And so these are things that are changing their lives.
The services that we offer here in-house has been instrumental in helping people to move past some of these huge obstacles that they didn't realize that they could get help on.
This is where law students shift from being motivated by their grades, motivated by their careers, motivated by the approbation of their professors, to being motivated by the work itself, by the clients themselves. And law students are often very surprised at how quickly they have a concrete impact on the world. And that is where the magic happens.
There's nothing like transferring the skills and the knowledge that we learn in class to real world case scenarios and working with actual people and being able to contribute to something that is important. You know, it's not just important for my knowledge, but it's important for other people as well.
I can make an impact on my community, and I can do good with my legal degree beyond just making money and making a name for myself.
We are attempting to make people capable, ethical lawyers who are ready to do the work, but with a deep heart for justice, a deep heart for service and access to justice.
The beautiful part of our clinic is that we do everything pro bono. You know, we're able to pretty much give them what they would pay anywhere else, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for services. We get to give it to them for free. I remember we had this one gentleman, and when we finally told him everything that we could do, he was sitting there, and I was with one of the students. He was a Spanish speaker. And after we told him, he kind of like looked down and he's like, how much is this gonna cost me, right? And then we're like, it's free. He started crying.
When you are on Skid Row, you hear about clinics that pop up and because they got funding for a bit and then the funding dries up and they lose their ability to serve. And so clients often don't know where to go. They may have known there was a clinic on the corner down here, but now it's gone. But what's beautiful about the Pepperdine Legal Aid Clinic and the tax clinic is that we've never left.
I feel like if Pepperdine's not there doing it, then the question is who's going to?
I would love to keep helping the legal aid clinic in any way that I can, because I do see the impact that it has, and I love that I can be a part of something so important and so great.
Without that support, a lot of us wouldn't have the ability to keep going.
There's only two types of people in your life. People that are a lesson to you or a blessing to you. And so being here, Pepperdine has been a blessing to me. It's been an amazing, the students, man, you just don't know, man. And I'm trying to, but I can't, nothing bad, it's just been great. And we couldn't do it without her. I know I couldn't. I wouldn't do it without her.
I think it's the most Christian thing to do, honestly, is to come and be near. And so to be able to partner with Covenant House and Union Rescue Mission and to have space to come do that, it feels right in line with Pepperdine's mission.
I would love to see the Legal Aid Clinic continue for another century. It is at the heart of what we do. It is so important to our enterprise and to our calling as a school.
The future of the clinic is so bright. There's so much work that we've done, so much valuable work that we've done for our clients, but the need is just never ending. And moving forward, the best thing for the clinic is just more students, more financial support from donors, and we'll just keep on doing what we're doing and helping the community.